you will probably be surprised to find that high performers are rarely asked the questions that I'm going to give you here today. So all you have to do is take note of them and start using these next time you come across a high performing individual. Ready? Good. Point number one. Topic again today is questions to ask of a high performer next time you meet one. Number one, what are you doing that everybody else is not doing? Next time you meet a high performing individual, ask them this question: what are you doing that everybody else is not doing? This is a really good question to ask someone who is a high performing individual. Why? Because nobody ever asked the question, and because of the answer that you're going to get. You should always ask this of anyone who seems to be outperforming their peers, especially when their peers, and this is usually the case, seem to have access to the same information, they're working in the same spaces, and they're using the same tools. So how is this person at such a higher level than everyone else when they all have access to the same stuff? So we'll use Kobe Bryant here since I brought his name up. Kobe is not alive anymore, but assuming that he was, or when he was, if you had met Kobe Bryant, you could ask him this, because every player who plays basketball in the NBA, they all have access to similar information. Any of them can go hire a trainer. All of them knows what a trainer is. All of them knows kind of what it looks and feels like to work on their game in practice. And they're usually all in the same spaces. Everyone has access to a gym and a fitness facility and a track and whatever other tools that Kobe could buy, they could buy. It's not like he's buying something that other players couldn't afford. All right, so he has access to the same stuff they all had access to. So what makes him different from everyone else? Obviously, it's not some resource that other people don't have access to. It's something that he's doing that they're not doing. So you should ask him, what are you doing that everybody else isn't doing? And he would give you an answer. And again, you'd be surprised that many high performers are never asked this question. And the reason that a lot of people don't ask high performers this question is because I think subconsciously a lot of people just don't want to know the answer. A lot of people don't really want to know what is that high performer doing that everybody else is not doing, because now when you know it, now you're somewhat on some level responsible for it. So what if you met Kobe Bryant and he said, well, one thing I do that everybody else doesn't do is that I tend to practice more than they practice. So I practice with the team, of course, but I also practice on my own game probably 3 times as much as all of my teammates do. And now that you know that, if you want to be a high performer at what you do, now you're kind of responsible for that information that you need to practice 3 times as much as your teammates if you want to be as good as Kobe Bryant. And if you don't do it, then you would feel guilty because he gave you the information and you didn't use it. This is, I think, subconsciously the reason many people don't ask this question of high performers, even though you should ask it of every high performer you come across. All right. And again, everyone has access to the same stuff.